as not just a singer yourself, but a bass player who played at Studio One, for Roger and I who are musicians, um, we're always trying to do what we can to approximate some kind of sound from that era. But especially Studio One, it's just really, really
Yeah.
been impossible for us and for anybody that I've ever heard to recreate that sound, even when they try. And so, you know, for someone like you who not only was singing there but was playing bass there as well and involved in making the music, is there any insight that you have into how they were able to create that signature identifiable sound that when you put on a record like the one I played earlier, you
Right.
just know immediately, oh, that's Studio One because of
That's
the
Studio
way
One.
it's recorded, you know?
Well, the thing is, each one of those studio have their own sound. Like you were talking about
Beverly's and
Dynamics.
Dynamic.
Beverly's,
Yeah.
Dynamics, Ari J's,
Right. Treasure Isle and
Treasure Isle, totally have. But you notice Treasure Isle and Studio One, they are different, but they still have something that the other studios doesn't have. Well, I think it's the acoustic equipment, and everything going down at the same time. So the thing is not just clean, but there
Right.
is some professionalism on it, and in the same breath there is leakage too. It's like there's all of this, and it creates an ambience. And then
Right.
there's tube amplifiers, tube amplifiers and old bass. These days you have active bass. Almost every bass now have a battery in it. Back then it's the wood and the player and the strings. You know what I mean? And when, for example, when I just started playing, I had problem when went in the studio first, start playing and go on channel one and different play. Oh, Bessie, turn down the bass, man. Turn up the treble and turn everything out. And I'm
Right.
saying, I wanna hear the thing how I hear it on the sound system.
right.
Right.
That's what I try to go for and say, capture me like how I'm coming, capture me from what I'm putting out here because this is how it sweet me to play. You understand
Right.
what I mean? It's like I try to capture that because I hear what I hear on the sound system. I'm trying to catch that, you know.
Right.
Yeah, and at later date you realize that okay, all right, most like I said, most bass, has a battery in it, is more active,
Right.
and it's right here. Every note is right out there and things like that. The ones, if you notice them old time bass, some notes you hit it and you hardly hear it, but you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like a thump. It's like a thump more so like a bang. Like how what you call it, like a funk bass pop. You know what I mean? That's most cool with a thump. Where it hit you in the gut. And those are the sound that I love with reggae music, and that's with reggae bass, and that's why even today I try to have a little of that if possible. But it's how you also play. A lot of bass player play, way back at the neck here, close up here, you get that popping sound. I play mostly down here,
Oh,
Right.
okay.
so the tone is cooler.